When I first moved to Hollywood, I was working as a carpet dyer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was highly controversial.
How long did that last?
That lasted maybe 2.5 years. It's kind of like carpet cleaning, but it's the same equipment. But this guy I worked for, his name was Stuart. He thought, he at that point he wasn't the only guy doing it. There was a couple companies doing it, but it's just so hard to do. They sold it like. Don't spend all your money on new carpet. Just get it dyed and for half the price, and it'll look like new. So people are like, oh, that'd be cool. I don't have to rip out all my carpet. I could just have someone come in here and spray some new dye on it, and it'll be like new. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So it was a sketchy situation. And I was just the helper.
And how was your mind like? Because the most common thing here in LA is we're all grinders here. We work in a place where we sustain income and just to eat. And then you're thinking about music then. And then you become a DJ for a club. I know there's tons of stories about there. And what was DJing for a adult club like?
Well, I went from dyeing carpet, and the guy that was that owned the little carpet dyeing company it was so crackerjack. I mean, it was just one dude. His name was Stuart, and he would put out an ad in the Los Angeles Times or the Orange County Register.
Right.
And, a little ad, save money, don't throw away your carpet, dye it, it'll look like new. So once a week he would put an ad in the newspaper, and then people would call in, and the number just went to my best friend's house. This is how I got the job. It went to my best friend John. He was just in his bedroom, and he had a line specifically for dye tech. That's what it was called, dye tech.
Okay.
And they would call him, and he would answer the phone. Dye tech. And they go, yeah, we're interested in getting our carpets dyed. So he would set up the appointments, and then Stuart would just show up, and John would have all the appointments set up, and I was Stuart's helper. I was the guy. He would spray. He would talk to the customer. He would spray, and then I would scrub the dye into the carpet and hope it came out right. So sometimes it came out decent. Sometimes you never know what's in that carpet. If it's carpet that's been
bong water and shit.
It could be anything.
Right.
Cat piss, anything. So with the dye is not gonna take the same in a nice carpet without any stains, and then who knows, it could be some solvent or something. So sometimes it came out terrible. But meanwhile, that guy he made it seem like we were just workers for this big company.
Trying to keep you down.
Yeah,
definitely.
For this big company, and that we would show up and we were just workers, but meanwhile it was all him, and the customer thought we worked for this giant company. It was a joke. But Stuart, on his off time, he was really into strip clubs, and he would, while we worked during the day, he would tell me about what happened the night before at the strip club or the weekend before at the strip club. And he was really good friends with one of the owners of the strip clubs. There was these 3 strip clubs in LA, and he was really good friends with, I guess best friends with one of the owners. There was 2 owners that owned 3 of them, and one of them was English Dave.
Where's this located?
In Hawthorne.
Okay.
Hawthorne, and then
by the hood.
Two in Hawthorne. Not really, more sort of.
Okay.
But one of them is kind of by the airport, on the border of Hawthorne, where the airport is, like 2 minutes from the airport, so it wasn't that bad. And then there was another one, the Jet Strip, that is a little more in the ghetto, and then there's one in the valley. So we're carpet dyeing during the week, and on weekends he's at the strip clubs. His girlfriend's a stripper. His best friend is one of the owners of the strip clubs. There's 3 strip clubs, and his goal is to one day own a strip club. Stuart.
Were you new to this element? Or was this
I
something
never
you were-
went to a strip club at that point.
Okay, so there's that factor also.
I met Stuart at
being
19.
really new.
I started carpet dyeing at 19. I just quit my job at UPS. That's another story.
Hey, we got all
Before
day.
the carpet dyeing,
Right.
that was another story. So I quit UPS because it was just a nightmare job, and I started carpet dyeing. And so Stuart, his dream was to one day use this money from carpet dyeing and open up a strip club. So he ended up, but meanwhile, he's running all his money through a check cashing store. So he was friends with a guy who owned a check cashing store. So we're carpet dyeing, me and Stuart. He has dreams of a strip club. He's best friends with the strip club owner, and we're running his money. He's running his money through a check cashing facility, and he knows the owner. I forget that guy's name. Maybe Bill. No, it wasn't Bill. Forget that guy's. So he thought, man, these check cashing stores, they're making pretty good money. That's easy money.
Right. Location,
so
too.
he started thinking, maybe the way I'm going to get a strip club going, the carpet dyeing thing probably won't work out. It's just so unstable. So he thought if he opened up a chain of check cashing stores, he could use that money to open up a strip club.
Okay.
So then that became the goal. So he dumped the carpet dyeing. He got his best friend from the strip club, who owned the strip club, to invest money in the check cashing stores, right? You follow me?
No, I got you.
So
I
now,
got you.
because strip club owner, he wanted to invest in legit shit, out to have different streams of income.
Right.
So he invested, I think, 50 grand. He gave 50 grand to Stuart and go, let's start this little check cashing store business. And, to Dave, the strip club owner, that's just legit money. And to Stuart, that's a business that'll build so that he could finally open up his strip clubs. So we opened up one check cashing store. Then it turned into 5 really quick. He just kept opening up check cashing stores. And then I ended up running them. Me and this guy named Bill. He was a bodybuilder. Because Stuart and Dave, the strip club guy, they were all bodybuilders. They were all really huge.
Right.
Big, huge bodybuilders. So they had another bodybuilder friend named Bill that they brought in. And me and Bill were managing all these check cashing stores. And we would just hire some teller, pay her $10 an hour or whatever to work to cash these checks, and me and Bill were managing them. So that went on. That was kind of weird because all of a sudden I'm handling thousands and thousands of dollars of cash. I have a gun on me. I always have a bulletproof vest on me. Bulletproof vest, a 9mm in my waist, like a small one, like a 7-shot 9mm.
Right.
Always on me. Always had stacks of cash like inside my bulletproof vest, like when I'm transferring money from the check cashing store to the bank, or from the bank to the check cashing store, or within the check cashing stores. I'd have a lot of money on me. So they see a guy walking out of the check cashing store. I don't have anything in my hands. I didn't have a bag or nothing.
Right.
I had everything lined up,
Inconspicuous.
stacks inside. The bulletproof vest was holding all the money and holding all the money orders. And so I would just walk in and out. I wouldn't shave. I wanted to be the last guy anybody would think that was managing anything.
Right.
I wouldn't shave on purpose. So it was perfect because I'm lazy anyways. I had really long hair, so I had long straggly hair and a ponytail. Like, if we were being staked out, there's no way they would have thought I had.
It'd be
the
like,
money.
this
Yeah.
is the last dude who has fucking cash
Like,
on
who
him.
is this guy? This
Right.
hippie guy who keeps walking in and out.
Right.
So, anyways, now Stuart is really thinking about opening up a strip club now. The check cashing stores are kind of doing all right. But then the riots hit. That's when everything changed. Me and Bill are running. Stuart and Dave's bodybuilder friend that they brought in to help me manage 5 stores. Now the riots happen. The whole Rodney King thing goes down. And when at the height of the riots and all that Reginald Denny stuff,
Right.
we're watching this on TV. It's like 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
While you're in the
like
store.
that. While we're in the store, and everyone's watching the TV and going, fuck, that's right down the street. We were on Crenshaw.
And you were the wrong skin color, too, at that time.
Yeah, exactly. So we were on Crenshaw in Hawthorne, the check cashing stores. The check cashing stores were in the hood.
Right.
So Stuart, white as can be, and he had, had a little racism in him. He'd almost make me cry a couple times talking shit on Mexicans, you know, and how dirty we were and stuff like that. But he's my boss and how to like take this abuse. I'm 19, 20, 21, 22 in that area, and he's 32, 34, 35, giant bodybuilder, white guy.
And you weren't training then yet in anything like karate? Nothing. Okay.
No, you know what? I was doing karate. I just started karate.
Okay.
At that point. So for me, when you're an aspiring rock star, you don't really care about your job. All you care about is doing something that requires the least amount of energy. Like the dream job for a musician would be the guy that sits in that booth at the gas station. You know what I mean? And takes the money, and he's just sitting there all night, and he can play guitar. He can have his guitar there, and he can play. Yeah.
Write songs.
Yes. So that's what
like a cigarette joint too.
It's a perfect job. Like you want jobs where you're not doing shit. You're just sitting there. You don't want a hard job because you got to rehearse and you got to save your energy for your real goals.
And that was your frame of mind, clearly.
Yeah.
But with tons of responsibility, so it's like colliding.
Yeah.
Your thoughts.
So we're looking at the riots going off. It's getting really close to the stores. They're looting. They're breaking into everything. And check cashing stores are like a massive target. So me and Bill, the managers, we called Stuart and said, what do you want us to do? It's getting close. Stuart said, grab all the money from all the stores and bring it to me. He was freaking out. And we had safes, like hardcore safes in the ground with tile. Like the when you pull out the safe, it's like this thick of steel. But he didn't want to leave the money in the safe. He said, grab all the money and bring it to me. So we went around, grabbed all the money. We met at the main store. And it was between me and Bill, who's going to take this duffel bag with like $30,000? Who's going to take this duffel bag to Stuart? Bill said, I'll take it. It could have been me. But Bill said, I'll take it. So Bill takes it. He goes one way. I wanted to go up Crenshaw and drive right through it. I wanted to see what was up. So I'm in my little Nissan truck. I had my gun right there ready to go, have a bulletproof vest, and I'm driving. Went up to Crenshaw. I went through the heart of it going, holy shit. So I finally get up to Hollywood.
Wait, no one was sweating you? No one threw a brick? Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No. So I get to Hollywood. And the apartment complex that I lived in, which is not even a complex, it was like a hotel built in 1840 or something.
Right.
And they turned it into like an apartment.
Dorm room.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's insane. So, but they didn't have any parking. So I didn't want to leave my car out on the street. My car was broken into once every 3 months without riots. And I thought, man, and I remember freaking out and I had a friend who would let me park my truck in his parking structure. And then I ran back this was like blocks, so I ran back and everyone's there. I remember running back to my apartment and some guy goes, where you going? You going to the Silo? Silo was like Circuit City. It was like Best Buy.
I remember that.
Remember Silos? They were like Best Buy. So there was a Silo right there on La Brea and Sunset. And I'm running to my apartment. I goes, you going to Silo? Because they broke into Silo. They took all that. I'm like, no, I'm going home, man.
Right.
So I get home. I get in bed. And I just took a nap. It was at this point, maybe 3, 4 o'clock. I took a nap. And I woke up to the phone ringing. And it's Stuart. Stuart said, Bill just got shot. And I forgot the craziest thing. I forgot the craziest part. I was dreaming that we were in a shootout. I wake up, Stuart calls me and says, Bill's been shot. It was insane.
So emotionals were your emotion was like peaks and valleys, and then you wake up to that. It's like Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes. I dreamt that we were in a shootout at the check cashing store. I woke up and it turned out we were being staked out. And
it's so fucking compelling, Eddie.
They watched us walk out of the check cashing store. He had the duffel bag. If I would have had the duffel bag, they would have followed me. But they followed him, let me go. They followed him, and he saw that someone was following him, and he stops at a red light, and they pulled, like here's a corner. They pull into this driveway so that they can go that way. And then he thought, they're not following me. They pulled into a driveway here. Like they made a right into a driveway before, right on that street, you know? Dude gets out, comes up to him, grabs a bag. he had his window rolled down. Should have had the window rolled up, but window was rolled down. He said, "Give me the bag." Gave him the bag, and they shot him anyways. They shot him anyways.
Wow.
Right in the stomach.
Wow.
And
do you recall if they were they like particularly gangster? Like they Mara Salva la Trucha? Were they black gangs? Hispanic gangs?
Bill said they were black, so I don't know if they were part of a gang or anything. But they shot him. He's in the hospital. He was dying. He barely made it. He had like those colostomy bags for a while too. Like he got shot in the stomach. It was really
right.
Some heavy shit. And the stores were closed for about a week, and Stuart was like, we gotta keep going. You know, Bill's gonna be all right. We gotta keep going. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna run these motherfuckers by myself now.
Right.
Holy shit. I was scared to death. He goes, you got to do it. Stuart was never around the stores to that point. He's white as hell. And so I was left to run all the stores myself.
So were you thinking, I'm out of here?
I had no choice. I had to, that was the only job I had.
Right.
I had to keep working. And what happened with Bill is Stuart told Dave, like Dave goes, that was Dave's money. He was the investor. Because what happened to why did he take that money? Why didn't he leave it in the safes? Because after the riots were over, they broke into every check cashing store. They took a sledgehammer to the steel doors, and they must have hit that steel door. It was just caved in 500 times. And they finally got through the steel doors. They ransacked everything, but couldn't even find the safe.
From an artist's perspective, a musician's perspective, I mean, are you thinking like, was this the fucking wrong move to move to LA, or were you just so immersed in the emergency?
No, it wasn't. It was always
music. Don't
this
stop.
Is my job. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
This wasn't a mistake. I just had to figure a way around it and just keep going. I didn't have another job. I had no choice. So Dave asked Stuart, why the fuck did he take the money? Why didn't he leave it in the safe? Stuart didn't tell Dave that it was his idea. He told Dave that, man, Bill's heart was in the right place, but he just thought that it would be best to protect the money if he brought it to me. And Dave was like, my fucking money, what a fucking idiot.
It's his dream.
Yeah,
dream
he
money.
was so... No, Dave was pissed off.
That's right.
That was his money. It wasn't Stuart's money. It was Stuart's fault. But Stuart didn't tell Dave that it was his idea to gather up all the money and take it to...
Because technically Dave's an investor.
Yes.
And just left it like this. It's in your hands, Stuart.
How did my money... Where's my money? Stuart goes, man, Bill fucked up. He took all the money. So Dave was so fucking mad at Bill. But then Dave found out the truth, that it was Stuart's idea. So now fucking Dave hates Stuart. And tells Bill he feels so sorry for thinking it was his fault. And I don't know if he said things, but he felt so guilty that he gave Bill a Harley. He gave him a Harley because he felt so bad, and he brought him in into the strip clubs because you ain't going back to those check cash stores. I'm gonna bring you into the strip clubs. So he made him a DJ right away at one of the strip clubs. And then here I'm working at the check cash stores, going, "Fuck, I want to work at the strip club.
Right.
Fuck this shit. I'm gonna get killed doing this." And the money being stolen was a big hit, and we were shoestringing it. We were barely, that we needed operation money, and within 6 months, we closed one store down. We couldn't do it. We had to close this store down. We couldn't do it. The stores were just shit. So it got to a point where Stuart started working at the clubs too. Even though Dave hated Stuart, he still felt like he didn't. They weren't best friends anymore, but
Why would he let him work at?
He brought him into the strip club.
Just uber good dude.
Yeah, I just say you could work at the strip club, and now so Stuart's going to fuck those check cashing stores. We lost all the money anyways in the riots.
Right.
Bill gets promoted to manager, or assistant manager now. When the clubs went under. When the check cashing stores go under. They finally went under, and I told Stuart, why don't you bring me into the strip clubs too? What about me? And he says, what do you know about strip clubs? It's not your environment. You would never be able to hang there.
Well, neither was check cashing.
Yeah,
the fucking
exactly. He was just trying to keep me out of strip clubs. Like, any idiot can work at a strip club. Retards work there. What are you talking about? So he didn't want to bring me in the strip club, so he left me high and dry. So now I don't have a job. It's 1993, and I don't have a goddamn job. What am I going to do? So my idea was to be a taxi driver. Again, musician's dream. Like, when you're not, you could have your guitar and the friends, you could practice shit.
You're not in an office.
Yeah, you're not in an office. But I had long hair, and they usually don't hire long-haired taxi cab drivers. So what I did was I put my hair in a wet ponytail and then tied it up in a little bun on top, and then put a toupee, a wig. I put a wig on.
Like a kid in play toupee, kind of.
Yeah, like just a regular toupee, like an old man would wear. Right. And I went in and applied for a job at West Hollywood Cab. They don't even exist anymore. They were the brown cabs. I don't know how long you've been. They were brown and white cabs. It's dirty. It's a dirty company. And I pulled it off. I got hired. Damn. So I did it. I hated it. I did that for about 2 weeks, and man,
that was a wrap.
I wasn't making any money. I didn't know what to do. This is before cell phones. Before, you want to get a hold of me, you got to call me at my house. And one day, I wasn't making hardly any cash. I just decided to take my cab and just drive it to my house and just take a nap in my house and try to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. You got to be by your radio.
Right. Absolutely. I'm
in my house, and I get a call, and it's Bill, the guy I worked with at the check cashing store, the guy that got shot, the guy that started working as a DJ. Now he's got a Harley. He's working as a DJ. Now he's an assistant manager. He's blown up in the strip club business. I think he's still in the strip club business. And he calls me up, and he's all pissed off because I'm gonna fuck you up. I said, what the fuck is going on now? He goes, we went through the check cashing stores, and we found out that you ripped off some cash. I go, I didn't rip off any cash. What are you talking about? He goes, we went up into the attic. There's like in an office, there's like those foam, not those square little things that you can push up.
It's like fiberglass that you put in between the roof, right?
I didn't have a checking account. So I did all my checking account was my bank was the check cashing store. So I would pay my bills with all the money orders that I would buy them.
Right.
Everything's accounted for. I would buy them, and then I would save the receipts like up so that, I didn't have like files or anything. I didn't have my own file account. I would just save up all the receipts. I'd save them up at the check cashing store. Like, if I'm going to steal shit, you think I'm going to leave receipts in the store? Why would I leave them in the fucking store? Who's fucking that stupid? So they thought I was ripping off cash because they found money order receipts that I bought. I just left them there because I was paying bills there. I didn't bring it to my house.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? If I'm stealing shit, why would I leave receipts in the store? Like, it's ridiculous. I would just rip them up and flush them down the toilet or something.
Right.
So I told him this, and he goes, man, fuck, man, I'm sorry. That makes sense. I'm sorry. He goes, what are you doing now? I go, dude, I'm driving a fucking cab, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm fucked. He goes, you want to work at the strip club? And I said, Stuart said I can't work at the strip club. He goes, fuck Stuart. Fuck that motherfucker. Because Bill found out. Because Dave gave him his Harley because he felt guilty because he believed Stuart when Stuart said it was Bill's idea. So Bill hates Stuart now because Stuart didn't tell Dave that it was his idea to take all the money. Am I losing you?
No, but Stuart had nothing to do with the receipt story also. He never that's Eddie Bravo trying to hustle some shit on the side.
No. Yes, too. That's what it was. Dave and Stuart, even though they weren't best friends anymore, they thought that I must be stealing money.
Right. Hence Bill calling you and going, dude, motherfucker.
They said, Bill, you go handle this shit. So Bill called me as like the hitman.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude. And I explained it to him. I go, how retarded is this?
Right.
I'm going to be stealing money and leaving receipts there?
Right.
That's ridiculous.
What did Dave Chappelle say? Like, I'm going to break into someone's house and put pictures of my family. That's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But Bill had to confront you because the allegiance or money allegiance.
So it was probably Stewart trying to divert attention away from him, like his shadiness.
Right.
So now Bill feels bad. He's on the phone. He goes, "Why don't you come in? I'll get you a job." I'm like, "What? Like, I'm depressed. I leave my cab outside where I can't hear the radio, and I'm just laying in the middle of the day, taking a nap, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and then I get a call that it saves my ass." So initially it was a call. It was like someone was going to kill me, but then within 2 minutes of explaining, he's like, "Dude, I'm going to give you a job here." So I went to the strip club, and there was really no opening for me, so he made it happen. I was because at strip clubs back then, even now, it all depends on the club though, but at this club, girls do dance. The girls get on stage. It's like a commercial.
Right.
And then guys do private dances with them. And the club gets half of the money out of each private dance. So there has to be a guy keeping track of how many dances the girls did. Like, a girl named Cherry. She did 14 dances. You still owe for 3 dances because they'll be paying during, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was called a floater. So initially I wasn't a DJ. They needed a guy to count table dances during the day. It was so slow during the day that they had the DJ do it. So the DJ would play music. He would take the money. He was working the front door, doing the music, and counting the dances. It's kind of a lot for the DJ. So
absolutely.
So Bill said, "You know what? We're gonna hire a guy just to count the dances." So the DJ didn't have to worry about that. He just handles the door and handles the music. And I worked Monday through Thursday at the Valley Ball. And back then it was called the Oddball. And then they changed the name to the Valley Ball. It's off Sepulveda and Roscoe. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I've been to the Frisky Kitty, but not the Valley Ball.
Okay.
The Frisky Kitty was actually close to Jean-Jacques' Academy in Oxnard.
Yes. And I remember that one. I've never been to that. Maybe I've been to that one once.
It's rancid, sure. Bro. Nasty.
It's disgusting.
You walk in, you walk out with hepatitis, bro.
So that was in 1993 when I finally got into the strip club, and I ended up getting better and better shifts, and I started DJing, and then I DJ'd I was there for until 2003, from 1993 to 2003.
Plug 1 2 TV.